just wanted to pose kind of a follow-up question to an earlier question that was up.
Sure.
You mentioned that there were 4 categories and various publications of each. Could you please expand what publications are inside the humor category?
Sure. Inside humor, we categorize the MQ and the koala.
Okay. I would like to follow up the statement that we find that despicable.
All right,
I don't like being in categories.
silence, please, thank you.
So I don't have a whole lot to say because other people have already said it better than me. So I'm just going to read a quote from a few people. So this is from the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin versus Southworth, year 2000. Justice Kennedy said, we conclude that the University of Wisconsin may sustain the extracurricular dimensions of its programs by using mandatory student fees with viewpoint neutrality as the operational principle. Now this answers the BSU's question why they can't just shut down the koala because they don't want to get sued. Now if you were to just shut down the koala, this obviously violates viewpoint neutrality. So what they're desperately trying to do is to avoid this violation, but they've done it anyway, so it doesn't matter. They just admitted it on camera. So anyway, moving on. The next quote I would like to read. If I lived in China or even in Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they hadn't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for right. And so just as I say, we aren't going to let dogs or water hoses turn us around. We aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. We are going on. Anybody know who said that? Okay. So next quote from the same person, and this goes directly to Mr. Gupta, hopefully our ex-president. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. The true neighbor will risk his position, his prestige, and even his life for the welfare of others. And the last 2 quotes are from MLK.
Don't patronize MLK, I'm sorry.
All right, so we're going to go on to our next. Sorry, Gary Bryson, did you actually want to say anything?
Oh, there was a question a few minutes ago from one of the students who referred to the Guardian as part of this freeze, and that's not part of the freeze. The Guardian is funded by your activity fees, right? It's self-supporting.
We'll take it as a statement. Wafa?
Hi everyone, I guess. I'm a Minnesota senator actually on AS, and I unfortunately wasn't here this weekend when all this happened. I was all the way across the country, Tennessee, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I guess my main concern is, and by the way, thank you all for coming out here. It's amazing that I have so many opinions. Several people have said things better than I can ever say them. And my main concern is, have other avenues been explored before doing the blanket freeze? Because this wasn't part of BSU's demands. These people who are protesting for a lot more than just what the koala has to say. I mean, words won't break us, okay? But what will is structural inefficiencies and to be honest, unfairness that goes on in the system. That's why all these people came out. That it's a lot more than what the koala has to say. It's a lot more than anything the koala could say. It's about admissions, it's about retention, it's about a lot of structural things that we have to work on. Why wouldn't the strategic plan, for example, form a committee where we could help the administration work to meet the demands of BSU, for example? That's what we have to do. And not even the demands of BSU, maybe just to make our campus more diverse, more accessible, and retain more students. I think that a blanket freeze on all media orgs is simply, I can't understand it. We have to deal with the koala on an individual basis. And if they said something that was indeed illegal, then we should sue them, or I don't know if that's possible. I know it is. But we should deal with them individually and not incriminate all of these media orgs as a result. So I really just, my concern, and I'm asking this question frankly, have other options been explored, and has a more constructive approach even been considered? Because this isn't constructive, and as somebody said, then more speech will help heal the problem, not less speech. So.
I can answer that. If you have a weed that you want to remove with speech, let's say, speech is your shovel, and that's what you're going to use to remove the weed. Why would you water the weed? Why would you water the weed? Insulating. Let me finish. You're just insulating the weed essentially with our funding, and that's what's wrong with our institutional system of funding student media. And if you want to change the institution, you have to change the entire structure of it. And that's only going to come by changing how we operate, and that's only going to come by changing the way we fund student media.
Just to add, because I think you actually don't know a few of the other things the ACE is doing. So we've also charged a committee right now, the Committee on Student Life, which. Okay, I'm saying we have done other things. This isn't like, oh, their demands, well, let's freeze funding for media organizations. No. That's not our response in any way to what's going on. We have formed this Committee on Student Life, I believe. Is it of it?
Campus climate.
Committee on Campus Climate. We are fixing our own problems, doing our own in-house, because that's what I think everyone should be doing, not just AS, not just university. I think everyone on campus, academic departments, everyone should be doing their own in-house cleanup on this, with now the collective conscience being a rise. So we're doing our part, and we're doing it the best we can. If you have any future suggestions for what else we can do, love to hear more.
Well, we're in the beige blazer and back.
Hi, I'm actually pretty new to this campus, so I can't really say that I have like a really deep background in all the situations that have been going on. But I will say that, number one, I think that organizations like the Koala are actually really good for this campus, if only to, start instigating that discourse. If you want to talk about issues of racism and stuff like that, honestly, I didn't see any problems when I got here. This is only my second quarter. I would have never known that there was a problem had, issues like, the koala and stuff like that come out and things like this started. The only reason why we have we're having this discussion right now is because of organizations like that who maybe they are, there are people on campus that are racist, but I think that organizations like this start discourses like the ones we're having right now, and that's why they're necessary. And I'm not saying that they reflect views that I either oppose or, believe in. I just wanted to say that, and I actually did have a question. I don't want to say anything bad about the AS or anything like that, but it does seem like you guys are kind of dodging some of the questions. So if you could tell me exactly, number one, what kind of options you guys looked at, and I mean like really tell me what you actually looked at as opposed to the free. And number two, exactly why is the freeze the best option? And I don't want to hear, oh, we don't live in a perfect world. No offense. But I don't want to hear that. I want to hear why please.
Repeat the questions again, sorry. Just first one. I understood the second part. I didn't understand the first part. What was the first part? First question.
Well, the first thing I said was just a statement. I'm just saying organizations representing multiple different types of views, whether you agree with them or not, are necessary for discourse.
After that.
Okay. And my question is, I want to know, number one, what options you guys looked at before you made the decision you made, and then the exact reasons why you made this particular decision. Please.
Sure. We did form a committee on this at I think last quarter, and it reviewed the funding bylaws. Andrew can talk about his previous committee. It was not a good committee. We tried it. No offense, but it did not create a result that council liked, and that result was failed. But I think it's clear that from last quarter we saw that there was an issue with the way we were funding things, and that issue is I don't know if this feeds into your second question.
It might.
It can? Okay, yeah. The issue is we're institutionally supporting things that go against our mission. So we have a service of funding student media. It's a very open service, and in the types of media we're funding are going completely against our own object of this association.